I mean, there's still a whole nother week of spoilers.
Yeah.
Or previews.
Well, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what else. No friggin' way, dude! Whoa! Whoa!
Almost.
Whoa!
Here we go.
Welcome, everyone. This is episode 31 of the Snapcast podcast with your hosts, Brad O'Brien and Mike Cooley.
How's it going, everybody?
How are you guys? This is a Magic the Gathering podcast where we talk about magic and magic-related things just about every single week. And if you haven't already, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. It really helps us out, man. It helps us get into that YouTube algorithm. Lets people know we're out there. Spread the good word. Thank you for that. So, we've got a show today, man.
We have a show today.
We've got a show. Have you guys seen these spoilers for Double Masters? Jesus.
Yeah, it's a pretty nasty set for sure.
Yeah, so what we're going to do today, we're going to start off by talking about one of the cool things that Brad has done recently, okay? You guys know Brad. He's always got his nose into the crazy nooks and dark corners of magic, and he knows where to get some deals. So he's got something to show you today, and then we're going to dive into this list of reprints and talk about some things and how it might affect what's going on in Magic today. So, Brad, what did you do recently, man? I'm so jealous. I don't even want to. I'm not looking at you.
Well, before I do my sick humble brags, let's give Kevin Flagg fair warning that he's probably not going to enjoy this episode. So we talk a lot about buying cards, trading cards, moving cards. One of the things that we talk about sort of offhandedly is that there are Facebook groups for buying, selling, trading. There is also something called a Razz. So a Razz is sort of like a raffle for, in this case, a Magic card. Somebody that wants to sell a Magic card online. We don't talk about this very much, but
yeah, we should tell them about the group because this was new to me. When you first told me about this, I had no idea. It blew my mind.
Yep, and we're gonna get there. It's MTG buy, sell, roll. I think you might have to be invited though. I don't even know.
You got to know somebody.
But mostly, what I wanted to point out is when you go to sell a card, and we talked about this last week. You're either the person that wants to sell a card or the person that really doesn't.
Yep.
The person that really doesn't want to sell a card is trying to get retail value for it. And you don't get retail value for your card when you're selling your cards for cash.
Nope.
You know, if you trade them into a buy list or into a shop, you're going to take a cut. You're going to take a hit on what you get for that card. Now, when you do a straight up trade with somebody at a store, you're probably both trading at, some agreed upon retail value. But as far as selling cards, it's very rare that you can sell a card for that. So the Razz, for those that are interested, is actually sort of a raffle for a card where you can sell raffle spaces up to the value of the card. Now, people get really excited when you cut a deal. Oh, I'm going to Razz this. This is a $100 card, but we're going to do a $90 Razz.
Right.
And what that means is this person might say, I'm going to give 90, I'm using air quotes here for those that are not watching the video, 90 tickets to win this $100 card. So you can buy up to half of the tickets for $1 a piece.
It's basically like if you didn't feel like you were playing the lottery enough just by buying regular Magic packs.
Just by being a Magic player in general.
Right, just by being a Magic player in general, exactly. This is more of a way to play the lottery, right? So just like what Brad's saying, you get, someone says, okay, this is a $100 card. I'm basically going to sell it for $90, but I'm going to break that $90 up into 90 tickets for $1 each. Yep. And you guys can all buy these 90 tickets that are out there. And as soon as I sell all these 90 tickets, one of you randomly is going to get this.
Yeah.
I'm going to call a ticket and one of you guys are going to get it.
So this is managed by one person that does take each card that goes up for Razz and manages the randomization. It's all really above board. You see everything that's happening in real time. There's a video with screenshots of the randomization, and a winner gets selected. they win the card. I've had really good fortune with these. The first time I did it was a Plague Engineer shortly after Modern Horizons came out.
And what'd you pay total to get that guy? Foil Plague Engineer.
I think $5.
Jeez.
And so it was one of those situations where I think the card at the time in foil was $40, and this person was selling so many at $2. You know, it could have been 20 at $2.
Yep.
And maybe I bought 2 or 3 spots. So it was $4, $6, something like that. And watch the randomization, watch the bingo wheel go around, and you see a name up at the top of the list, and then he randomizes it again, and a name at the top of the list, and a name at the top of the list, and then Brad was on top of the list. Lucky me. It's I find it interesting for a couple of reasons. One, I do enjoy the gamble. And it makes you think, like real gambling, I can beat the odds. I can beat the house if I'm consistent in just picking my spots. Like, I go usually for Razzes that I can, without hurting myself, give myself a 25 to 50% shot at.
Yeah. You can beat the odds if you're Brad. If I did that shit, it'd never work.
I have had exceptional good fortune with the razzing. And the reason why it came up is I actually got 4 cards in the mail today that I left in the other room.
Go grab them. Okay. I'll build up the suspense. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you this, all right? I'm going to spoil some shit while Brad's gone. There was 200 tickets that this was broken up into. They were $2 each, all right? This guy bought 50 tickets, all right? 50 tickets, so he paid $100, right? He had a 25% chance to win this item, all right?
Which scares the crap out of Mike.
It scares the shit out of me, dude. You had a 75% chance to lose. If I was your mother, I would be like, look, you're spending your money in the wrong places. That's $100. You could have bought something with that.
You could have bought a hooker.
You could have bought exactly. So, you know, it's the way I look at it is I'm like, you had a 75% chance to lose and you just threw $100 at this thing. Holy. Last time I did that, I bought a box of Dragon's Maze.
And that $100 was thrown away. Well, so some of the cool things that go on with razzing, and I'm just going to keep letting the hype build up, is that you have a shot at cards that you might not be able to afford otherwise. So when you play the traditional MTG lottery, you're going to crack a pack. Well, nowadays, we actually have $100 lottery ticket, VIP booster, double
VIP
masters.
BS that's going on here.
And you can crack those packs and you have a shot at a $300 card.
Now, when you put it that way, sign me up for this Razz. I'll throw $100 at this any day with the sounds of things.
So this person was putting up $400 or more worth of cards. I threw in $100. So I bought myself basically a 25% shot at a card that I love and already play in Modern, and have been thinking about building a second deck that would use this card. So I was excited at the prospect of not only having a second set of this card, but having the masterpiece.
Hold on.
Printing.
We've given so many hints so far. Do you guys think you know what the card is? It's probably used in humans. There's a masterpiece version of it. And 4 of them are worth at least $400.
I think that's a pretty... If you've been listening to this podcast for any length of time, I would expect you to realize that was a masterpiece. Aether Vile.
Hey, yo, look at those things. They're so beautiful.
And I humble brags or whatever, I was very fortunate to win the Razz for a card that I have a deep affinity for. And the person that was hosting this particular Razz is a very trustworthy person with a great reputation for buying and selling cards. So I was very confident that I was getting real masterpiece Aether Viles. Yeah. Which Cooley scrutinized intently earlier. And,
of course. You got to make sure my boy ain't getting screwed over here, dude. Yeah, we took them out of the sleeve. I always, how do you guys check to see if cards are real? When they have the little thing, show them the thing. I'm going to try to describe it for the
stamp?
people. Yeah, the hologram stamp there. Whenever they have those, that's the first thing I go to. Like, if you can't immediately feel anything on the card, right?
Yeah.
I immediately go to the hologram stamp and I take my fingernail and I just ever so slightly put it right on like the center or even just the edge of that hologram and just scratch it a little bit to see if it will pull off or if it will move.
Oh yeah.
Your card isn't scratched, Brad. It's like if it's real,
now
it won't do
my
anything.
damaged Aether Viles.
Hey, I'll give you $90 for that one. no, but it's like if it's real, your fingernail will just slide over it. Like it won't. Nothing will happen. Like it will just slide over it. But if it's fake, it'll catch.
Right, there'll be an edge to it.
Yeah, like you don't press down hard, but just like slide your fingernail over it and see if you can catch it. If you catch it, it's probably fake. So we did that. And then also you check for the Chinese fake on the back, the gloss of it. Like if it's a really glossy back and it just doesn't feel right. And passed both of those. So congratulations on getting yourself 4 Masterpiece Aether Viles for $100 total.
I swear that, all that does really, though, let's be honest, is offset all the other bad specs and cards that I have bought in the last 6 months that probably are not going to pan up the way that these will.
Well, you never know. It's one of those things. You buy cards out of interest, and that's kind of, what we suggest on the podcast is like, if you're interested in a card, you like it, and, hey, we think it's low right now, pick it up. Like, if you like that card, if you're into it, get it. You'll never hate yourself anyway if you wanted the card and we're looking to pick it up anyway.
You won't hate yourself any more than you already do. But speaking of, you're sort of bringing me full circle, thinking about what we talked about last week. Great times to pick up cards. We had three categories, and I'll refresh people's memory. Great times to get cards at an affordable price for your collection are when they've been reprinted, after they've been banned, or at this point, while they're in print in standard, especially if the foil has a much higher markup rate. I'm looking at these Double Masters previews, and there's a card that they have previewed that fits 2 out of 3 criteria, and probably 3 out of 3 criteria.
Oh man, let's just jump into it. Here it is. Double Masters spoilers. Here we go. You guys ready? We're jumping in. Brad, what card are you talking about?
I'm talking about Mox Opal.
What?
So I have been on a very slow and steady grind. A few people know this. I have been trading for all the pieces of Classic Affinity every time I see them. And Mox Opal was one of the pieces that I was like, I'm putting that off till the end, and then it got banned.
That was always the last piece. Everybody was like, yeah, I'm putting that off to the end. And before you know it, your deck's only 25% done, and all you need is Mox Opals.
Yeah, exactly.
Monetarily, you know what I mean?
But Mox Opal is being reprinted as a mythic in the set and as a box topper with alternative art.
Alt art is pretty sick, man. Not going to lie.
Yeah, we were admiring this, and I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah. The little bit of yellow color really actually makes you feel like an opal.
Yeah.
When you see the original art, is that Mirrodin?
Yeah. Scars of Mirrodin.
Scars of Mirrodin. It's very gray,
it's very
silver,
monotone.
very monotone. It doesn't make you think like opal.
Right.
Opalescent, multicolor. Like this is the one that makes any color.
Right. It's sort of like even though the art is relatively similar, both of them are that Vulcan Baga art. Does Vulcan Baga make the second one too? They have the hands reaching out. I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about, but Vulcan Baga redid all of the Magic Online art versions for like the Moxen and all of that, dude. His art with hands is sick. Like anytime you see hands holding a gem, there's a 99% chance that's Vulcan Baga that painted that. But either way, it's a very similar art in the new one. It has like these like really weird, odd looking like I don't know, dryad looking hands, I guess. Is that what you would describe that as? It's like
I think they're supposed to be Phyrexian.
Yeah, okay. Phyrexian, just weird. It looks like they're half machine, half tree, like super weird. But they, it's that sort of style. So you're focusing in on the Mox Opal. And in the background, it's just more color. It's like a golden sort of yellow color in the background, which adds an entirely darker feel to it, if you know what I mean. Like, even though the other one was, it was kind of monotone, it was just like kind of gray anyway. This is just like a card that when it hits the battlefield, you're like, damn, something's up with that one.
I will be quite happy to get pack Mox Opals.
Oh yeah.
I don't need to have the box toppers of this one, but this will be the time that Brad will get Mox Opals, because if this brings them down to $20, one, I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
Because that means a lot of this product got cracked, but they won't stay $20.
Yeah. I wonder, man. So talking about times to pick up cards, when this thing rotated out of standard, I remember, and granted this was not the market price at the time, but I remember I got a playset for $10 of Mox Opal. Those are the Mox Opals that I still used in the classic Affinity until it got banned. But at the time, they were $5 each. Like, so I got them for 50% of market value at the time. But even then, like, $5 each was stupid. People were like, they're never going to use this. This is never going to be good in anything. And now look, dude, it is a staple. It is one of those things that I don't think we're ever going to get back to that time in history where people are like, Mox Opal is just not good, or it's not going to be used in anything. Everyone's like, this is sick. This is the 6th Mox right here. Like, this is really good. So yeah, I think $20 is fair for that, man. If it goes down to that, I feel like that's a fair trade.
Yeah. I think that's a great opportunity to pick up a card. So that was one of the many things that caught my eye. Oh shit. They reprinted Walking Ballista.
Holy dude. Whoa. Did you just refresh this and then boom, this just popped up?
So I refreshed mythicspoiler.com and we have what has just been previewed as of today.
You're seeing it now, guys. This literally just refreshed.
Yeah. So I've seen some of this, but Grand Architect, Basilisk Collar, Walking Ballista, there is a theme. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a nasty draft set.
Yeah, it is. This is an artifact theme, man. This is sick. Greater Good. Greater Good. They're reprinting Greater Good. What? Oh,
you like that one?
That is so cool. That's a good reprint. Geist of St. Traft, that thing didn't need another reprint. Neither did Reshape. What the hell are they doing with that? Was that even worth anything?
No, I'm sure it's just for the draft archetype.
Yep. It's like they can't bring Tinker back, really. I mean, can't bring that to a set, but Reshape, close enough.
One thing that does come to my attention, though, when you talk about Geist of St. Traft, all of these reprints are getting the legendary card treatment where you have that nice filigreed sort of top of the frame.
Oh, yeah. So Geist is looking like that. Kemba Ka Regent is another reprint. It's a cat cleric. Yeah, right. Cats. Man, I'm gonna pick one of those up for that cat deck, bro. But he's getting that new top border. Hammer of Nazan too. I have one of these and I still don't know what it does. But at the same time, all of these legendaries are getting that mythic, you know what I'm talking about, like that wavy style
the legendary,
top, including the Mox Opal that we were talking about too.
Mm-hmm. Godo Bandit Warlord. You were a fan of this card. We talked about him not that long ago.
Did we? Godo Bandit Warlord. All right, so he's a 3/3 for 6 mana. And he says, when this guy enters the battlefield, search your library for an equipment card and put it onto the battlefield. If you do, shuffle your library. Whenever this guy attacks for the first time each turn, untap it. And what are you?
This is not what I thought it was.
I was going to say, I was like, I don't remember this card. This is garbage.
You're reading this card for the first time in your life.
Yeah, I really am. I was just going to go along with it, though. I didn't want to call you up and be like,
no, that's fine.
Or I was like, yeah, I don't remember this, and I'm an a-hole. But either way, so the second part of this is whenever he attacks for the first time each turn, untap it and all samurai you control. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Meh. Meh.
We skipped right over Sword of Fire and Ice.
Oh yeah, yeah. By the way, this card's catching a reprint.
This card's catching a reprint, and this box topper is gorgeous.
Yes, it's pretty sweet, man. Yeah, we got to show him this art when this pops up right here. So, bam, here it is on the screen. We're gonna show it right now. Sword of Fire and Ice box topper art. It's actually pretty sweet box topper art, man. Like, yeah, that's pretty good looking. It's got like a knight, and he's kneeling, holding like a blue and red sword, like, or
he looks like he's frozen in place.
Yeah,
like there's frost on him and stuff.
He's like a paladin looking dude. It's pretty sweet, dude.
This is a card that there is a masterpiece version of. So this might be comparable to that price, or this might bring all of those prices down.
Yeah.
I think people will have to decide. And to that end, there's actually a reprint of Noble Hierarch with a new box topper in this.
Yeah.
So now people can just decide which box topper they like.
Dude, that's so weird, man. Like,
I agree.
I'm losing faith. I think I began to talk about this, maybe an episode or two ago. I'm losing faith in like these special prints that these box topper style prints, because they keep doing it. Like, and that's why we were kind of mentioning, get like the foiled version then, and the stuff that doesn't look like box toppers, like what you did with your masterpiece Aether Viles over here. They're probably not printing those again in that style. You know what I mean? But this box topper stuff, they just keep reprinting it, dude.
Well, and so to call to another reprint that's in this set that interests me, they are doing a box topper printing of Mending Mage.
Ooh.
So Mending Mage is being reprinted in here, and they're doing a box topper version.
Ooh.
One of the things that we had talked about offhandedly, maybe 3 or 4 episodes ago, was how Classic Affinity was the deck that was closest to being totally pimpable. And by that I mean you could go a long way in that deck towards having it all be masterpieces.
Oh yeah. So Pimpable, but for a second I thought you meant Pimpable, but they basically mean the same thing from what I'm gathering.
I said Pimpable.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yep.
Pimpable we made it a word right here on the Snapcast podcast. Pimpable.
Powder up that pimp pan.
Man. These are beautiful glasses you've got in your cupboard here, Brad. They're pimpable.
So here's the thing. Now, looking at the cards that they're reprinting the Tron lands.
Oh, man.
And Karn.
Oh, man.
And Expedition Map. And Worm Coil Engine, all as box toppers.
Yep.
So what are the cards in that deck nowadays that you can't get in a box topper? I mean, I know that there are some.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is you're getting close to a critical mass of you could literally have your whole deck in this pimpin' version.
That is pretty pimpin', dude.
And so when I love my box topper nobles, but I didn't think we needed another box topper noble. I specifically was like, give me a box topper Champion of the Parish.
Right, dude. That's much would rather have that over the Noble Hierarch. That did not deserve another box topper printing. That is some BS. Calling BS, man. What the hell is wrong with you, wizards?
But then a bunch of people complained that they did a box topper treatment of Mending Mage. And I understand people don't think that it has a high value, but obviously Humans is a well-loved deck. It has a strong following, like most decks that had been tier 1 in the modern metagame over the years, right?
Yeah, it's got some like religious Humans players, or in a lot of modern decks. There's been so many people just like committing to that archetype and playing it. Even our buddy Moeller, like look at him, he's played the same damn Merfolk deck for 10 years, and he's really good with it. But there's a community out there that he consults of people that just play Merfolk decks, man. You can do that with modern decks.
Yeah, that's part of the point. And so from my perspective, I understand Wizards saying, we're going to give you these really sweet versions of cards if the idea is eventually you could have your whole deck in these really rare or full border cards.
Right.
And so they've gone a long way now with this set coming out to doing that for Tron players.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, holy crap. Now Tron players are going to be like the new Jund players, that their deck costs $1 bazillion because they need to have borderless cards.
Weird.
I mean, I don't own any 7-mana Karns. When this set comes out, I bet the regular printing of Karn Liberated is going to be...
Yeah, you see, so Saffron Olive did a video on this, and he was saying that a lot of people were complaining about that they were doing box toppers of these, common cards that they'd upshifted. First of all, if you're one of those people that's complaining about that, shut up, dude. Like, seriously, these are staples. Like, these are absolute staples that are not worth anything. We get that. But this is the chance for them to be worth something. Like, this is the printing of that card right there that could be worth something.
You mean like your Masterpiece Ornithopter?
Possibly, yeah. Like, look at that. I mean, who was complaining about that? People saw that and they were like, damn, dude, yeah, sure, this is a masterpiece, but it's an Ornithopter. Like... it's still a masterpiece. It still looks dope as hell, man. They're not, So, dude, you weren't complaining, you know what I mean, that it was an Ornithopter. It was a friggin' masterpiece. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was a masterpiece of a card that was a staple at the time in a very big modern deck. Affinity players were a different breed. We were like, look, we appreciate that. We don't care that this random shot that I had at getting a masterpiece anyway was an Ornithopter. Thank you, Wizards. Like, I feel the same way about
it could have been a noxious Gear Hulk. Be thankful that it was a goddamn Ornithopter.
Exactly, right? Like, I would almost rather see, versus some of these box toppers that they're doing, like an unclaimed territory box topper or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, granted, I know it's an uncommon. I know it's not worth anything. But it would be so dope to have a box topper of that. So stop complaining about these common cards getting upshifted. Who are you? If you're spending X, Y, Z amount of money on, these VIP boosters and all of this stuff, you got, dude, either buy them or don't.
Like, I don't know. Have you seen the Meddling Mage yet?
God, that Meddling Mage looks sick.
Right?
No, we got to show them this. This is dope. That Meddling Mage is awesome. They finally crossed the gender line with the Meddling Mage. We now have a female Meddling Mage, which is dope. Actually, wait, no, I take that back. Sorry, the first one was... No, they
the first one was Crispicula.
Yes, you're right. What was the one where they did the female? I don't know. Edit that out.
That's staying in there. We're as low maintenance as possible when it comes to the editing. Just live with your mistakes. It happens. They're printing a couple of cards in multiple arts in this set.
Yeah. Court of Calling, baby.
Court of Calling is being reprinted, and it's coming in 2 different arts in the set, not box topper arts. One is going to be a promo, which we don't know yet what the promo is for, if it's a launch event or draft weekend or one of those kind of random things.
Yep.
But Court of Calling caught a reprint with 2 different arts in the set.
Yep.
Wrath of God caught a reprint with 2 different arts in the set.
What? Oh, God, that's dope. I love the second one.
Yeah. Again, the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, though. The regular one, though, the one that's not a promo, has traditionally been my favorite art of Wrath of God, mainly because whoever designed that had damnation in mind.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
They had damnation in mind. And
those 2 arts side by side.
They finally made them...
Chef's kiss.
Exactly. They finally made them look similar with a Wrath of God art, which I thought was sick. But, yeah. Crop rotation also is going to have, I'm not sure if it's just with the box topper, but there's multiple arts.
Well, so right. With crop rotation, there's the regular print in here that's at uncommon. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to have a rare symbol on a box topper art that actually features Mr. Doran.
Oh, shit.
Dragging his fist through the field. Really cool art.
That is cool,
for
man.
this crop rotation.
It's got like autumn colored leaves, orange and red. That's dope, dude. That is dope.
So not a super expensive card, but really, really cool art for a card that sees play in Legacy.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and this is one of the ones that people are complaining about. I feel like this is going to be the tree of redemption of the box toppers in this rotation. People are complaining about crop rotation a lot. But dude, that's so sick. I mean, this card was a staple in Legacy. It's used quite a bit in Commander. It's really, really good. In an age where tutors are growing exponentially in price and in usage, crop rotation is, I think, very underrated right now. And the fact that they're doing a box topper, I think a lot of people aren't going to appreciate it right now, but they're going to look back and be like, thank God they did a box topper.
Appreciate it eventually.
Exactly. Like I think this is going to be a sleeper card, man. I think if you run into someone who cracks one of these as a box topper, like the crop rotation, if what I'm speculating is true, that it is going to be the tree of redemption of this set.
The undervalued, grab it.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, damn, I got a crop rotation. If they're letting that go for cheap, dude, pick it up.
Any of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the next row that I'm looking at features a card that we talked about last week.
Heyo.
And it's another card that I have at one time owned a playset and then parted with them and have regretted it ever since. It's a card that occasionally sees play in humans. We're talking about Dark Confidant.
Heyo.
Mike talked a lot about this card last week and being able to see that this card's value consistently rises. Every time there's been a reprint, this card is tanked. And it has come back up to $50+.
Yeah, and it's the same with Snapcaster. So like when this gets reprinted, if you want to really play the market, wait till Dark Confidant tanks out. And I'm betting it's probably going to be around 20 or $30. You know what I mean? Trade for them, get them, and then wait a year or two, and then go trade that for 2 Snapcasters when they reprint that. Mark my words. You can mark my words right here. July, 23rd?
Yeah.
July 23rd. 2020, that will happen. There will come a day if you buy this or if you pick some of these up, trade for them when they get reprinted and they bottom out, there will come a day when you can trade that one copy for 2 Snapcasters. Mark my words. I've seen it happen over and over. It's going to happen. If you want 2 Snapcasters, get them. Get them right here. Just get 1 Dark Confidant.
Speaking of crop rotation and legacy lands.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. So this is going to be an incredibly fun set to draft, dude. So they have not only this vicious land combo, you guys know what we're talking about, Dark Depths, Thespian Stage, but they also are going to reprint Vampire Hex Mage. This is going to be so fun to draft.
This is going to be pricey to draft, but I think it's going to be worth it.
Oh, man.
Because this set, just if you rare draft it, I think you'll do okay.
Yeah. Path to Exile's coming back. Cyclonic Rift! Whoa! Whoa! Yeah. Long overdue reprint right there.
I know. And I had actually been thinking the last like 3 or 4 months watching the value of that card go up and up and up and thinking,
that used to be a 50-cent card.
Well, I was thinking, there's no way this doesn't catch a reprint this year. They're doing Commander Masters, or Legend. There's a whole nother Commander focused set coming out later this year.
Yeah.
There's no way it doesn't catch a reprint, and thinking I should have outed my promo foil a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. No, I'm not going to need to pick one up. But this is another card. If this Cyclonic Rift, which also has a sweet box stopper.
Yeah. Wow. Good call on making this a box stopper.
Yeah.
That is sweet. It's basically like blue and purple art all over. Like it's pretty sick, man. Yeah, we'll pop that up on the screen. But for those of you listening audio wise, oh god, it's beautiful. It's got like a monochromatic scheme with like a blue with a purple tint up top. Oh god, it's so cool. So cool, man.
This will be a highly sought after box topper.
For damn sure.
But that probably also means that the regular pack ones are going to be a little undervalued.
Yeah. I can see them going back down to $5. Yeah, they were pretty much at $5 soon after they rotated because EDH Commander, they were still pretty widespread, pretty used.
Are you scared by these reprints. Like we talked about Noble Hierarch, which has been printed in goddamn every Master set.
Yeah.
Or every other Master set, probably on rate for the last 8 years.
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't get scared over nothing.
Well, so Cyclonic Rift, if those went down to $5, my instinct would be to tell you to get every goddamn one you could. Because they'll be $10. They'll be $10 in 2 years if it doesn't get another reprint.
Yeah, the thing is, it was printed in Ravnica the first time, and it took it a very long time to creep up to be an expensive card. So that's the only thing with that. I mean, you're talking to someone. I had like 7, 8 copies of these when it was printed, and I hated cracking them. You know what I mean? Like whenever you crack a Ravnica pack.
But that's not when a card has its value. Like right now, the Modern Masters 2017 copy is $35.
Oh, no doubt. It's definitely expensive now.
So what I'm saying is if this $35 card goes down, and it has been printed 1, 2, 3 times prior. So if it goes down to $5, I have no doubt that it'll be another $10 card if they don't reprint it in another master set a year later.
Right. That's I guess the scariest part is okay, great. They're reprinting these cards, but when are they going to reprint them again? You know what I mean? When are they going to what are they going to do next? And it's one of those things. I think this has been one of the hardest years to spec on cards in Magic the Gathering. It's been one of the absolute hardest years to do it. You know, just because you never really know what they're going to reprint and how many times they're going to reprint it in the same damn year.
Right. When a lot of times we look at a card and say, oh, well, they're not going to reprint that. That just came out. Mm-hmm. And they do.
Exactly.
Or they're not going to reprint Noble Hierarch again. They've reprinted it 3 times.
Right.
There's got to be some other great examples of that. Cards that have just been printed into oblivion.
Oh, Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Hey, guess what's in this set?
Yeah, exactly.
Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Jace the Mind Sculptor, again, is in this set. Like, it was one of those things where, you know, I remember talking to my buddy Mike about this, and I said, dude, pick up your Jaces. This is when they were banned in Modern, and they were $40. I was like, yo, pick your Jaces up, dude. I was like, if they ever get unbanned in Modern, it's going to be like a $200 card. And sure enough, they got unbanned in Modern, but immediately got reprinted. And then they got reprinted again. And then they were being reprinted again in this set. And it's like, you know, it's really hard to speculate, man. Like, you know, a year like this where it's just the year of reprints. And man, it's really tough to speculate. But another card that was super expensive, This was like $90 to $100 at one point. They reprinted it and people were like, thank God, finally reprinted it. They're reprinting it again. You know what card I'm talking about. I don't even need to. Oh no, one over. Engineered explosives.
Oh. Yeah, we didn't need that again.
Yeah, we really didn't need that again. Like that was, you know, it was a $90 card. Was
like,
they reprinted
Exploration wasn't that much.
It went down to like, you know, $30 or something, which I think is fair. Like you just butchered the price of that card.
And this is funny because there is a box topper version of that from Ultimate Masters, but it's not a box topper in this set.
No kidding. Yep. Interesting. Again, hard to call, man. Hard to call.
We talked about these maybe a month ago because I think the box toppers are only like $25. Mm-hmm. If they pop off in another deck that's playing Engineered Explosives in an Eternal format, maybe they'll go up. But with another reprint, people are just going to play the cheaper copy, except for the pimps.
Except for the pimps, exactly. I'm going to predict the price of Exploration when it gets reprinted here. You ready? Mm-hmm. $9. That's going to be the price of it. That's what it's going to bottom out. And this is my logic. When it was reprinted in a set that, you know, didn't have a limited print run last time, you could buy the packs for $2.95 at Bull Moose. And the card went down to about $3 to $4. So whereas these packs are 3 times as much, I'm going to go on the low side of that and say these are going to come out at about $9 and they get reprinted. They're going to go down to $9.
But what about the box topper?
Box topper, I don't know. I can't predict that stuff. I hate box top. I'm getting to the point where I hate box toppers. That box topper is sick though for Exploration. Have you seen that?
It's sort of like a giant Black Lotus.
It's a giant Black Lotus. It's like new Black Lotus art on Magic Online with like, you know, it looks like a portal. If Black Lotus was a portal to a different dimension, that would be the new art for exploration. It looks sick, man.
Only when we journey into the unknown can we find the impossible.
Wow.
Cerule the Wanderer is the flavor text on that new exploration box topper. I guess it's on the regular card too.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I think they spelt journey wrong, but that's only on the Mythic Spoilers interpretation of the art.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh no, that's not the one on the box topper. On the box topper it says, with every step she took, a new world unfolded before her. Okay.
Now that's more appropriate.
Yeah.
That is more appropriate. No better flavor text, though, than when they first reprinted Tarmogoyf. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? In the Modern Masters 1, best flavor text ever was the reprint of Tarmogoyf to fit the card, to fit what the card did.
What was it?
It was what doesn't grow dies, and what dies grows the Tarmogoyf.
Nice.
I was like, yep, wow, man, that's so true. In gameplay, if it's not doing you anything, it's gonna die. You or it is gonna die if it's not doing much for you. And then when it does, this Tarmo here is getting a little bigger.
Man, and here's that whole Tron package. Karn Liberated, Urza's Mine, Urza's Power Plant, Urza's Tower, Worm Coil Engine. All reprinted, all with this classic Magic art box toppers.
Ooh, wow, I love the box topper for Karn. I'm not gonna lie. That looks like Karn's Silver Golem right there. That is very reminiscent of Karn's Silver Golem. That looks beautiful.
I'm gonna be on the wrong side of history here and say that I don't like them. I don't like this vintage pastel Magic art. Yeah. But I understand why people would. And all 3 lands in Karn make a panorama.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
You can we're looking at the mine now, and to the right of the mine is the power plant, and to the right of that is the tower, and then Karn.
So should we put that up on screen for him, or do we want to?
You're such a pain in my ass.
You could cut it out. I almost didn't want to say it because I was like,
we're not editing this. Editing is a pain in the butt.
I was like, you could suggest this, but then Brad's going to have to edit it in, and I'm going to feel bad.
I'm sure that there's an easier way to find this, too. Like, I could probably just find the panorama out on the internet, but I'm going to take all 3 cards.
And we're going to put them together.
And we're going to put them together ourselves, like a little
Don't say
puzzle.
we never did nothing for you.
What did we do? Mine. Here's the power plant.
Yep. Dude, they're also reprinting Blink Moth Nexus. Shouldn't they be reprinting Ink Moth Nexus? Isn't that the far more expensive one?
The far more played card at this point?
Right. Like, why the hell are you reprinting Blink Moth Nexus? Where the hell are they using this? It's not used. It's not used. Maybe as possibly a one of in some strange variants of Hardened Scales in Modern. But it's not used.
Glimmer Void. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, right. Baleful Strix is catching another reprint. God, I remember that when that card was insane. Just because it was only printed in the
Commander deck.
Yeah, in the Plane Chase deck.
Plane Chase.
Yeah. Expedition map looks sick.
That's another one that's like a $2 card that's now going to be a 50-cent card.
Yep.
Because it's actually printed at common in the set. But the box topper expedition maps.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Beautiful, dude.
Beautiful.
I want to be the first to say thank you, Wizards, for making a box topper out of these cards that people are going to complain about. That is a staple and has been ever since Modern's been a format.
Yeah.
Thank you for making that a box topper. That's cool.
We're getting pretty. Oh, and.
Oh, dude.
Borderless John Avon lands.
Yeah, dude. John Avon lands. They are so these Double Masters VIP edition basic lands that they're putting out there. They are basically, if you've ever seen the unhinged lands, they look just like them. And they're full bleeds.
Yeah.
So full bleed unhinged lands, basically.
We'll put the whole setup.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're so cool, man. You got to check these out. This is a really good grab, I think. The unhinged lands alone, like the foiled ones or whatnot, were outrageously expensive. Like a foiled basic island from Unhinged at one point was like $40-$50. And I actually think it went up higher than that eventually. But yeah, it's beautiful art. It's iconic art. Just really cool, man. Those alone, I think, would add a little bit of value to the VIP edition boosters.
So what do you think so far? I mean, there's still a whole nother week of spoilers.
Yeah.
Or previews.
Well, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what else. No friggin' way. Dude, whoa! 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 Dude, you're seeing this live. You're seeing this live. We just saw this spoiled. He just hit refresh again, and guess what card just got spoiled? Force of Will, baby.
FOW. All right, Muller, here's your shot.
W. Yeah, so don't miss it again, Moeller. Right here. A friend of ours was just complaining about not picking up Force of Wills when they got reprinted the first time. Don't make the same mistake. This is it right here, man. They're getting it again. That's so sick. They were at mythic spot. Force of Will.
So wait, we got
Box Topper. Box Topper Force of Will. Wow, dude, we got to get this episode out immediately after we're done recording this. We got to share this with the world. This is insane. You're seeing it live. Like literally all of these cards that we're talking about at the top of this list here have just been spoiled. Like we refresh the page and something else gets spoiled. Man, we ought to do these live.
Maybe we could do that. We could look into that. I mean, we pretty much do this straight to tape anyway.
Yeah, I think we could pull it off, dude. I think we can pull it off. Be on the lookout for that in the future. We're going live.
Well, I can tell you this. We're not going to hit a higher point in this episode than seeing Force of Will being reprinted with a sweet-ass box topper.
Perfect timing for that question. What do you think, man? We still got a few weeks, another week of spoilers. Oh!
It's like Watu was like, yeah, don't think we're done yet.
We know those guys are doing podcasts right now. We're going to give you something to talk about. Yep. Dude, that's pretty sweet. I will say, even with the addition of Force of Will over here, I'm still very curious to see what else they're gonna reprint. I'm curious, what is the MSRP of these? Like $10, $9.99 or something?
Somewhere
per pack?
around there.
Yeah. I don't like that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like that. I wish these packs would be more affordable. You know, if you're gonna, it doesn't cost you any more to print these cards. And I think you're just kind of capitalizing on the secondary market when you charge $10 for a booster pack.
But they've done that with master sets all along.
They sure have, but they haven't always done that. Like in the conspiracy sets, there was some sick reprints in there. That was probably one of the coolest reprint sets ever. You want to know why? Because the packs were $2.95.
Yeah, and when you're absolutely right, especially when you figure that like Conspiracy and Conspiracy Take the Crown, they actually had to pay for world design. They had to pay for, whatever it is, character development. So not only card designs and mechanics, but they had to do a whole world building for those sets. For these Masters sets, it's like, okay, what are all the best cards? Okay, right. How do we actually make this play in a limited environment? Because holy crap, is this going to be a crazy limited set?
Oh, yeah. So how are they coming with the theme here? They're doing a lot of doubles, right? So double mana cost. In Grand Architect, you have 2 blue mana, Force of Will, 2 blue mana. Basilisk Collar has 2 abilities for 2 mana that you equip it for. Walking Ballista, 2X. So we called that one. We friggin' knew that was getting reprinted. But Kemba, 2 white. Reshape, 2 blue. Like they're really and Geist of St. Traft, you get a token 2 for 1. Same with Thragtusk, 2 for 1. Greater Good, 2 mana. They're doing they're doing good. A lot of copying spells.
Dude, they're reprinting Force of Will.
Yeah, that is cool.
With a box topper.
That is cool.
You have been listening to the Snapcast podcast with your good friend and mine, Mr. Michael Cooley, Cooley, on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube.
I'm so mad though. Like I just changed my channel name on YouTube to Cooley so that you guys could possibly find me easier if you were interested in doing that. You know what really sucks about that?
What?
Don't ever switch your channel name to have 3 of any letter in it on YouTube, like consecutively, because they think you made a typo. So, so they start auto-correcting you, and they're like, did you mean Cooley? Check out this guy. His name's Catfish Cooley. He's a comedian. I'm like, no, you have to literally... You have to literally click, no, I'm not a dumbass. I meant to type 3 O's in here. And then my channel will come up.
So on YouTube, Cooley with 3 O's will get you some sweet Diablo 2 content.
That's right.
He's blowing up. World's most fastest growing Diablo 2 streamer.
Maybe.
Mike Cooley.
No.
He's the fastest growing Diablo 2 YouTube streamer that I know.
Definitely that does PvP. Very narrow.
He's the best Diablo 2 streamer in the room.
Yes, a very good way to put it. True facts.
You can find me at Zetabase on Twitter, or my YouTube channel is Brad O'Brien. I feature a weekly performance series on songs that I love to play on the bass guitar. Yeah, you got anything else to say to our friends and family on the way out?
They're reprinting for us well.
Woo!
I'll pick it up right here. Right here.
What the hell are we talking about?